Shock and grief tonight after 3 people, including a police officer, were killed in a shooting in Montreal. Another officer injured and in critical condition. Good afternoon. This is CTV News at 5. Steph is away tonight. I'm Patricia Boal. We begin with breaking news. A police officer, a civilian, and a suspect are all dead in a shooting in Montreal's Côte-des-Neiges neighbourhood. Another police officer is in critical condition. The city's police chief was visibly shaken when he spoke with reporters this afternoon.
It's a very, very sad day. It's a nightmare. But we have to be solid. We have to be solid for our lady police officer who survived, and we're all behind her.
An emergency alert went out just after midday, warning of an armed and dangerous suspect. People in the area were told to shelter inside, lock their doors, and stay away from windows. The shelter-in-place order has since been lifted. Online video shows armed police officers surrounding the door of a grocery store before smashing through the front glass. Police still can't say what the motive was for the shooting. Well, now to the latest on the plan to build a high-speed rail line through Ontario and Quebec. The federal government has now asked Alto to consider adding a stop in Kingston. CTV's Katie Griffin is there with more. Katie.
Well, this is something that Kingston's mayor and other officials in the city had been pushing for. It's not a done deal yet, but Brian Patterson says a stop in Kingston is closer than a few months ago.
This idea of the potential for a rail hub where Via and Alto would interconnect, that I think has tremendous potential and great impact for Kingston and the region as a whole.
The project would see a high-speed rail corridor between Toronto and Quebec City with an estimated price tag of $60 to $90 billion. Adding Kingston would be an additional cost, but the head of Alto says the additional ridership Kingston brings justifies looking into it, adding that just because they're looking at the southern route doesn't mean the northern option is off the table.
So we're keeping the northern corridor alive, but of course we will be focusing for the next few months way more on the southern corridor.
Well, Alto released survey results today showing that many Kingston residents support a high-speed rail stop in the city. There are a number of people, especially in more rural areas along the route, that are fiercely opposed to the project. They don't want it cutting through their communities or, in some cases, their properties.
They are taking our homes, basically, generations on generations that are going to have to pay for this, and we don't want to see it come.
The head of Alto says he hopes to announce a more precise route and potential station locations this fall. Patricia?
CTV's Katie Griffin from Kingston for us. Well, Brady Tkachuk has been traded away from the Ottawa Senators. The move comes less than 2 months after both parties denied rumors of a possible Tkachuk exit from Ottawa. CTV's Dylan Dyson joins us live with more. Dylan.
Yeah, Patricia, the timing comes as a shock to many so soon after the team's captain denied any mention of wanting to leave Ottawa, but his departure doesn't seem to have soured many fans. Ottawa Senators General Manager Steve Staios says it was just a week and a half after the Sens were eliminated from the playoffs that Tkachuk asked to be traded. Staios said ultimately Tkachuk only wanted to be traded to the Florida Panthers to go play with his brother Matthew. It was at the end of April that Staios said any notion of Tkachuk leaving was nonsense, and days later the player himself denied saying anything of the sort. Staios said this year something was amiss with Tkachuk, and he was not the same player as the year prior, something many fans say they noticed as well.
Ever since like the Olympics, when Team USA won and kind of everything that happened there, when he came back to Ottawa, just something had changed a little bit. I didn't quite feel as I don't know, he wasn't my favorite player anymore, I guess. My husband texted me yesterday and he said Brady Tkachuk got traded, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm fine with that.
Are you sad, upset that he's gone?
No, I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think he's a great leader.
The team would not say why Tkachuk asked to be traded at this time, but Staios says it was a unique situation given Brady's brother already plays in Florida. In the trade return from the Florida Panthers, the Sens will receive 3 first-round picks and a second-round pick. GM Steve Staios says he does not see this as a rebuild time for the team and will work to add strong players to the current group. Staios also says this experience will not deter him from adding high-profile American players in the future. Patricia.
All right, interesting stuff. CTV's Dylan Dyson live for us tonight. Thank you. Ottawa Police Chief Eric Stubbs spoke with the media this afternoon ahead of the first in-person Police Services Board meeting since before the pandemic. The chief addressed sexual misconduct within the service and what needs to change. CTV's Leah LaRocque joining us live now from Ottawa City Hall with more on this, Leah.
Patricia, this is a pretty significant site behind me. As you mentioned, this is the first in-person Ottawa Police Services Board meeting that's happened in nearly 3 years. Before the meeting, Police Chief Eric Stubbs did address reporters and took questions on a number of major issues that are facing the service. Eric Stubbs was brought in 2022 in part to fix a toxic environment within the service, but also to restore public trust. Yet, recently, the chief released a video addressing a pattern of behavior of sexual misconduct amongst officers. The chief wouldn't say what has been the results just yet of that video, if there were any officers being investigated or who had left. He did say there is no quick fix when it comes to fixing workplace culture.
The overwhelming majority, high percentage of our officers, they're embarrassed by some of this, and that their colleagues have stained the badge that they wear. So there is momentum and there is a willingness, but we need to be able to do the work. Deputy Ferguson has a team that's going to work with me as well too, to effect a plan and slowly do this. But this is not getting this done by Monday. This is not getting this done next month. This is a measured approach.
Deputy Chief Ferguson says there are going to be outlining steps today about how to address the issues, and says one possibility could be that officers will have to sign a code of conduct when joining. Now, this is expected to be a fairly long meeting. There are about 9 delegates that are going to be speaking, and then they are also going to be presenting and discussing a number of results, a number of reports, including use of force. And we are still waiting for the chief to give his verbal address, and we will give you all the latest info coming up at 6 o'clock. Patricia.
All right, CTV's Leah LaRocque live from City Hall for us tonight. Thank you. A controversial plan to build a new Salvation Army shelter in Vanier is no longer moving forward as proposed. The Centre of Hope at 333 Montreal Road was first approved by City Council in 2017 as a replacement for the Ottawa Booth Centre downtown. The original plan called for approximately 350 shelter beds, but was scaled back following years of community opposition and legal challenges. In a statement, the not-for-profit says construction costs and market conditions have changed significantly. And the councillor for the area, Stephanie Plante, had this to say.
There's still scars in the community about this battle. So, moving forward, we want to make sure anything on Montreal Road is consistent with housing first and best practices.
The city's site plan approval for the project remains in place. Meanwhile, the Salvation Army says the Ottawa Booth Centre will continue operating while it determines its next steps for the other property. Well, it's the biggest party in the country, and Canada Day preparations are currently underway. The holiday is just over a week away now. CTV's Kimberly Johnson breaks down what you need to know to enjoy the festivities in the capital.
The stage is being set, and Canada Day excitement is building.
It's super popular down here. I love it.
Megan Mask is one of the thousands who will be joining the Sea of Red.
It's definitely the atmosphere, like nice weather. It's like everyone's just kind of like sunbathing, and especially like here at LeBreton Flats last year too, and there was a downpour, but everyone was like in it together, and it still felt really fun.
Alessia Caro will take to the main stage at LeBreton Flats, and events will be happening throughout the day. Government of Canada officials say to reach the main stage, visitors will move through the entrance and exit at Wellington and Booth Streets.
It's just great to bring the grandkids down here. They see the performers, they see people from all over the world. Everybody's having a good time. It's fun.
Visitors have many chances to take in family-friendly events at all 4 Heritage Canada sites in the National Capital Region: LeBreton Flats, Parliament Hill, and outside the Supreme Court of Canada, as well as a site in Old Hull. There will be major road closures, including on Wellington Street throughout the downtown core, as well as the Portage and Chaudière bridges to and from Gatineau. And the Alexandra Bridge will be closed heading southbound throughout the day. And with limited parking, officials encourage you to take OC Transpo. It will be free all day. With fireworks at night, the advice is to plan ahead and arrive early. LeBreton Flats access will be shut by 9:30 p.m. or as soon as capacity is reached. And Pimisi Station will temporarily close starting at 9 o'clock until 10 o'clock at night when the fireworks begin.
I love Canada Day. It's a good way to get together with family, friends, celebrate.
Kimberly Johnson, CTV News.
Coming up on CTV News at 5, lots more stories to let you know about, including CFRA's Christy Cameron's take on the Salvation Army shelter project. But for now, we're going up to The balcony, a spot where we did a really good Canada Day show a few years back and where Jackie has a really good view of what's happening in the weather. Jackie.
Well, thanks so much, Patricia. Yes, we're getting a live look at your weather from the Capitol Barbecue patio. The sun has disappeared from what we did see for most of the day. The winds have also started to pick up. So in the next couple of hours, we are likely going to see gusts between 20 and 30 kilometers per hour. Taking a look at our satellite radar now, Kingston seeing some precipitation activity. Not much for here in Ottawa, but we are getting that cloud cover. We should be clear from the showers for this evening. Right now, though, 20 degrees in here in the capital, about 17, 18 along the Seaway, 19 in Petawawa. There is a slight humidity factor, but not by much. Tomorrow, though, will be a different story. Lots more sunshine in store. 14 degrees to kick things off. We will be warming up to about 24, 25 degrees. You might want to bring your jacket, though, because we still have those northerly winds moving in. Will we see rain in the next 48 hours? Likely, we're not going to. That's what our radar is showing. When will that return? We'll get a closer look in just a bit. Patricia.
All right, Jackie, thank you. Taking a quick look at the roads on your Monday drive home. Traffic moving better for the most part than even it was on the weekend. Some reduction in some of the typical construction spots out there. So things moving pretty smoothly for the most part this evening. Taking a closer look now at one of our top stories, a long-planned Salvation Army shelter and community hub project in Vanier will not move ahead as proposed. And CFRA's Christy Cameron is here now to go off script. Christy, this was a controversial plan from the beginning.
And I covered this back when I was a reporter, Trish. This follows nearly a decade of intense opposition to this project at 333 Montreal Road. And sure, the Salvation Army has said today in a statement that part of this is financial, that there's a financial reason and costs have ballooned. But it's fairly obvious that community opposition is also a factor. Back in 2017, this debate was heated. Like, I remember being at marathon meetings. I remember being at the back of a town hall in Vanier as the ward councillor, Matt Fleury at the time, was getting shouted down off the mic. People were very angry. And so, you know, hearing this news today, a lot of people that were against the project were relieved, including Drew Dobson, the president of SOS Vanier. Take a listen.
Well, nothing's happened for years, so you kind of, by the absence of action, you kind of felt that it was stalled. I'm hopeful that they'll come back with something that would be more acceptable to the community and the taxpayer and the city.
I'm talking to Stephanie Plante today, of course, the current councillor for the area. It's like, how bad has this been for you? Because certainly for Matthew Fleury, it was a really, really difficult one, and I'm not surprised that some people are a little bit relieved, like Drew Dobson, that maybe it is just going to go away, or that's the hope.
Well, I don't think it's going to go away, right? Because, you know, homelessness is still a pressing factor in our community, and we know that they do need emergency shelter beds. So in its current iteration, as they say, this is over, but certainly the issue of homelessness will press on and something has to be done about it. But there is a political lesson in this, Trish, which is that when you have loud and fierce community opposition, sometimes it can actually be successful and it can influence political decision making.
Interesting, as we're seeing the different models of how they may handle homelessness going forward. So we'll see where all of this goes. And of course, you can join the conversation with Christy. Leave a comment through the Talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app. Listen live to Christy on News Talk 580 CFRA weekdays from 2 until 6. And now watch Christy's segments anytime on YouTube.
I know there's never going to be another man in my life, but there was.
Well, coming up, a second chance at love. An Ottawa couple in their 80s walked down the aisle to a future they never expected. Here's what's on CTV tonight. E-Talk, The Big Bang Theory, Sullivan's Crossing, and American Ninja Warrior. One more check on the weather. Jackie back on the balcony for us tonight. Jackie?
Well, thanks so much, Patricia. Yes, the darker clouds are rolling in. Not much in terms of sunshine, but the good news is we will likely not see much in terms of precipitation. Different story for our friends along the Kingston area. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam showcasing downtown Ottawa. This is a look at Elgin Street and Spark Street. The current temperature is at 20 degrees. It is a cool 20 degrees because you might have noticed the winds have started to pick up a little bit. We've got gusts between 20 and 40 kilometers per hour, and this should expect to cause calm down by the time 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock rolls around. Now, here's a look at what we can expect for our temperatures overnight. We are looking at temperatures going down to about, as we look here, 13 degrees, so much cooler. Few clouds in the sky. Tomorrow's a daytime high, 25 degrees. We will see more sunshine than clouds, but it could be a start with a bit of mix of sun and cloud, but mainly sunny skies anticipated for most of our day. So wear the sunscreen. 13 degrees overnight, chance of showers for our friends in the valley. 23 degrees, the daytime high for a mix of sun and cloud. And as we look to our friends in the Seaway, it's going to be 13 overnight again. Tomorrow, cloudy skies, 26 degrees. So not much in terms of sunshine for the Seaway tomorrow. It will be a different story, though. If you look Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, lots of sunshine in store, and it will keep this way for most of our Wednesday. By the time Wednesday afternoon rolls around, look to the left of the screen. You can see a little bit more clouds moving in from Bancroft and Peterborough as well. But in terms of precipitation, we don't have that in our forecast. Take a look at this. 25 for Tuesday, Wednesday, sunshine and 25 degrees, so it will feel much warmer. It won't be until Thursday, though. We could see a chance of showers. 24, the anticipated daytime high, which will roll into our Friday. Also a chance of showers. But again, compared to last week, it's looking like it will be much drier, more seasonal conditions.
Weather is brought to you by Manotick Tree. Complete tree care from start to stump.
Tonight on Simply Ottawa, a couple in our city is proving it is never too late to find love. The pair, in their 80s, officially tied the knot this weekend at their senior living residence.
We fell for each other. Yeah, we love each other a lot.
84-year-old David Brush and 81-year-old Maureen Coyne met in 2023 at Crystal View Lodge in Nepean. They got to know each other over many months, sitting at the same dinner table, and they fell in love. Both were previously married and did not think they would ever get married again, but it felt right. And the couple says they feel blessed to have found each other at this stage in their lives.
My wife died a few years ago, a long and happy marriage. I wasn't expecting to fall in love again, but it happened.
My husband died 4 years ago, and I said, never again. I know there's never going to be another man in my life, but there was.
The couple celebrated with family, friends, and their senior living community. They say their love is a reminder that life is full of surprises, and they are both very happy to now be newlyweds. And we want to hear your stories of people doing good, spreading joy, making a difference, or marking a notable achievement. We'll be showcasing stories that touch our hearts and make us proud of our city, Simply Ottawa. You can send your story ideas to ottawanews@ctv.ca. Coming up for us here on CTV News at 5, a popular chicken sandwich chain has a new location in the capital. We'll tell you where it's opening later this week.
Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
Taking a live look now through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. It is 20 degrees out there in Ottawa this evening. Here's what we're working on for 6 o'clock.
We saw the park completely empty out, parents and kids running with panic.
3 people are dead, including a police officer after shooting in a Montreal neighbourhood. We will have the latest at 6 tonight.
Every decision I've taken has been about putting the country I love first. That is why I will resign from the Labour Party.
More change in the UK. The Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, stepping down as leader of the governing Labour Party, will stay on until the party chooses a new leader.
My husband texted me yesterday and he said Brady Tkachuk got traded, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm fine with that.
And learning more today about the circumstances surrounding the trade of Brady Tkachuk, what the Ottawa GM had to say about Brady's request to leave town. Now the final 5 other stories we are following. Traffic flowing today on the Queensway between Woodruff Avenue and Pinecrest Road as construction on that stretch of the 417 is now done. One lane in each direction had been closed on the highway near Pinecrest for work connected to Stage 2 of the O-Train Western Extension. Construction concluded 5 weeks ahead of the initial projected completion date after a lot of complaints from motorists about how disruptive it had been. A new system is now in effect at the Ottawa Hospital, changing the way patients are triaged at its general and civic campus emergency departments. Patients coming to the emergency room will be triaged into one of 4 zones based on their medical needs: resuscitation, green, yellow, or blue. The hospital says the changes are meant to improve overall care and efficiency. Well, another Chick-fil-A restaurant is set to open in Ottawa. The fast food chain says the new location will open its doors on Thursday at the Trinity Crossing Mall on Innes Road in Orleans. This will be the 3rd Chick-fil-A in Ottawa. The others are at the Rideau Centre and at Tanger Outlets. A 4th location is planned for College Square to replace the beer store outlet there.
It's an interesting collection here, as you can see. A lot of them are small little mini cars, little delivery vehicles.
Italian Week wrapped up this weekend on Preston Street in Little Italy with the annual Ottawa Italian Festival. One of the popular attractions each year, the display of vintage Italian cars and exotic vehicles. The festival features music, Italian food, cultural performances, always a wonderful time on Preston.
And then also about for the mixed G100 final.
Look at them going all out. This is the Ottawa Dragon Boat Festival. It took over the shores of Mooney's Bay this weekend. The free summer festival on the Rideau River is the largest event of its kind in North America. It features racing. There's also food, vendors are out there, and much more. The races draw large crowds to the capital every year. The 3-day event wrapped up on Sunday afternoon. Good time had by all. That is CTV News at 5. I'm Patricia Boal. Be sure to join me for CTV News at 6. The early edition of CTV National News with Sandy Ronaldo starts right now.